fish up and it's in the bottom of the boat doing, that's what old people look like. And you're very, very arrogant. You don't want anybody to help you up or touch you or hand you back your teeth or your hair. So anyway, it was a wonderful, wonderful routine. I'd like everyone to understand the significance of one Herb Schlosser. I, as I told Mr. Schwartz, want you all to understand that whatever happened that we are talking about is not to be considered a done deal. Many people take things with, well, you did this, then you did that, yes I did, then you went over, then this happened, and then now look at you. No. In those days, Martin Luther King, did you get your history on that?
I think so. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Dr. King, this is before I Spy. Dr. King.
I don't know where you, okay, you tell me where you're going with
No,
this.
well, I gave you a big pitch.
Yeah.
Dr. King,
Okay,
civil rights.
right.
The South,
63 was,
before
okay,
63.
okay.
In the 50s, there's all of this, and the New York Times as well as any, and there were no black people then. They were colored. They were
Yeah.
colored, they were Negroes, and then you people, they were called. You people. What do you people want? And so when Nat King Cole went on in 1957, was it? 57. Nat King Cole went on. There's one of them on TV. So the sponsors all ran. There's a history there. You can Wikipedia and do that. But the threat from people saying, I will not put this on, I will not put a sponsor on, because of this colored Negro. And there were certain things we were all right. Johnny Carson, we were all right. So maybe Ed Sullivan or something.
You could perform, you could do comedy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and sing.
Right.
Nothing wrong with this. But when it came to a series of something, no.
Right.
It's not happening. So here's NBC, here's this Jewish fella by the name of Schlosser, who's in charge. It's only 3 of them, and they're competing tight. Sheldon Leonard comes to Herb Schlosser and says, no, it's 2 Jews to each other, so I don't know how difficult it is, So, Sheldon's a producer. He's already done, what were the shows?
Dick Van Dyke.
Do you have a mic, Herb?
I'm an old TV guy. I
Yeah.
don't know hold the mic. He did the Dick Van Dyke show. He did Danny Thomas. He did about 3 or 4.
Mayberry with
He
Andy.
did do that.
Griffith.
He did Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
He had a
So
great-
Sheldon was wealthy,
yeah.
and everything was in black and white. All the shows were in black and white. They were all in black and white.
Right.
So then he came to you. I'll tell this part. So he comes to Herb Schlosser. This is the story I got from Sheldon, and he concurred. So Sheldon says, I want to put a TV series on, and you'll give me the money for it. And what we're going to do is about 2 guys, and he says, so, but we got a problem. The 2 guys go all over the world. We film that, then we bring it back, then we shoot stuff in the studio. And it's a spy. The guy's a tennis player, and his coach is a spy also. So Schlosser said to him, well, that sounds great. So what's the problem? So Sheldon said, well, the guy who was the trainer for the tennis player is a Negro. So Herb said, so what's the problem? See, that's the beauty. He could have sat here across from some guy who's saying what I think many of us in Hollywood of color have heard is, well, can't we get a white guy to play? It's much easier and more palatable.
Yeah.
The public can digest it. Even Negroes can digest it. I mean, it won't mean anything to them. They haven't lost anything. That kind of thing. So when it happened, Schlosser said, okay. Sheldon Leonard called me and said, we're going to go. I was less than 2 years out of Temple University. Going to be a school teacher, but I had scored big on the Tonight Show in New York with Johnny Carson. And Sheldon never asked me if I could act.
Right, he'd only seen you do the Tonight
Right.
Show? Yeah.
He said, would you? I said, yes. No, he didn't ask me if I could act. He said, would you? I said, of course. So I'm from the projects, man. From the projects, the guys from the projects to see me on TV, shucks, man. I don't care if they cancel it next week. I can have a suite in the Richard Allen Project for the rest of my life. Man. I said, that's God, man, for Richard Allen. He was on I Spy, man, for about a minute.
You did win an Emmy your first season. You got an Emmy for...
Why are we going that fast?
I just want to point out...
See, you win just like that. Done deal. You have no idea. So I won an Emmy, but Mr. Schwartz, let me tell you something. You came to the reading, didn't you? Put the mic up to your face. You came to the reading, the first reading for the show. You sat there. And I want to, because I'm going to say it if you don't. And Bob read, right? Herb?
Robert Culp.
Read, and then I read, and Bob read, and then we went through the script, and then you guys went down the hallway to have a meeting about how god-awful I was.
That I don't remember. You're our guest star tonight. I don't remember this, but you were awful.
Right. Even I knew I was bad. And I'd never been to acting school. I knew I was stinking to join up. They went back down the hallway, and everybody from that point had a meeting about whether they should call another actor, and they were going to get another colored one. I think Rayford Johnson was in the wings waiting. And Bob said, I can work with him. Sheldon said, he's going to be all right. And you said, well, what's the problem? Then we go all the way to Hong Kong. I've never been past Baltimore. No, I'm lying. Bainbridge. I've never been past Bainbridge. Well, we're doing things, and they had a thing in the script where I'm on the ground. This is I Spy, and we're in Hong Kong, and I'm on. Somebody knocked me out or something, and the little Chinese boy comes up, looks at me, and he takes his hand, and he does like that to see if this will come off. I don't know why they do this only with my people, but the people are always trying to rub this off, And then the next thing that happened in the first year was a stuntman. There was a thing where Scotty's car rolls over 1.5 times. And I said to everybody, my days of stunt work, I'm not jumping a half foot off the ground anymore. Stuntman. And I look, and there's a white guy I'm watching this. He's got my clothes on, and they are putting, black. It's black all over his face. Now I'm going to tell you something very odd. When God made this color, God also did the color here. Your lids with my color are pink. You see, this guy had pink lids, and they couldn't color them, and they did, you know, this part right here, and then he didn't look right around the lips. Not that they were small, but they just didn't look right. And I'm looking, and then they pulled out this wig and put this thing on, and my hair was only about another ½ inch longer in those days. And they got this big, and then they cut it down, and this guy drove, and they, you know, say, action, and he's driving, and he's keeping himself hidden the way stuntmen do. And he whips the thing, and it goes, wham, and winds up like that, and here's a cut, print. I went over to Sheldon. I said, how much did he get for that? And Sheldon said, that's around $750. I said, I know 5 guys in the project who will do this 4 times for $7. And the next time there was a stunt, shows up Calvin Brown, who then has been my stuntman for 45, 46 years. Yeah.
One last comment.
Into the mic there.
What Sheldon thought of you. I was speaking to Stanley Robertson, whom you know, who...
By the way, Stan Robertson, this Jewish man, did another thing. Stan Robertson, at the time, was also colored, or Negro, and he could be you people, too. And you hired Stanley, and he became the first
Black vice president.
of... Yeah. Why is it you don't want the people to hear this?
But I just to finish on Sheldon Leonard and Bill's story about whether he was going to make it. Stan Robertson and I were in a meeting that Stan recalled to me, and the show had not yet gone on the air, but they had shot it. And Sheldon was talking to us, and you know, Robert Culp was fine for the role. He was the tennis player. And Sheldon said, the money's on Cosby. And he spoke the way Bill is just imitating him, and it's very cryptic, and Cosby's going to do it. So they thought about you as someone who is going to really make it on television. I have no doubt of that.
Had he, Robert Culp, just made an eye movement when I was in the very first 3 shows, had he just gone, I would have been finished. The man could have taken whatever low self-esteem and made it go to the point where I would have just been happy to leave. He never did that. The only thing Bob ever said to me about acting was this. He looked at me and he said, we will never say, let's get out of here.